Hi, my name's Simon from Motordrome. Now today we're going to take a walk around and a drive of this J registration, so either 1970 or 71 Land Rover Series 2A 88-inch soft top you can see behind me. It's actually come back to its old stomping ground, because I've just looked through the MOT history, and the first 3 MOTs were carried out at the garage not 2 miles down the road where I'm going to go in a minute, that do a lot of work for us. So I expect they'll like to see it. Anyway, 2 videos, one walk around, one driving, plus a bit of engine running action at the end, starting and idling action at the end. Hope you like them. Right, let's take this very late J registration through either 1971 or 72, sorry, 70 or 71. Land Rover Series 2A 88-inch petrol for a spin. Out of interest, I'm actually sitting in the forecourt here of Stoke Row Garage at Stoke Row, which is our local garage. Looking through the history, this garage used to look after this car back in the mid 1970s. We've got lots of about 3 or 4 old MOTs that show it was MOT by then back in the 70s. So yeah, so it's come home. Anyway, showing 47,000 miles. Now I think, I'm not going to warrant it, but I think looking at the MOT history, because I say we've got old MOTs going back to 74, I think that mileage is correct. And this is just a nice original example. Warning lights all come up as they should. Starts nicely. It drives really well, this one. The engine's very nicely set up. It's got a Weber carburetor on it. It's also got parabolic springs. It's got overdrive. Has to be said, the overdrive is noisy and howly, as they almost always are, the original Fairy overdrives. So I'm not going to bother with it, but clearly it does work. It just goes in and, you know, it's a mechanical thing, goes in and out. But it is too noisy and you won't be able to hear it very well in the video. So, here we go. Yeah, starts nicely, no signs of any misfiring, hesitancy or overheating. Temperature gauge is sitting dead on the halfway point. And just trundles down the road quite happily. Now one thing I will say, the gearbox was rebuilt in 2018. But you do have, just on the overrun, a bit of a howl from the gearbox. Fair to say that Series Land Rovers always make lots of transmission noises, but that is howling a little bit on the overrun. But it steers really nicely. I'm not having to fight it down the road. Real pleasure to drive. And it's nice to think it probably drove these exact roads back in the early 1970s. It had a new clutch in 2020. Oh, work. Alright, now to talk among yourselves for a minute, because we've got to hit some traffic lights because there's some roadworks. But idles nicely, as you can hear, not clattery or anything. It has also had an unleaded conversion on it, unleaded fuel conversion. Heater works, does actually produce heat. Now some of the very last 2As had the Series 3 all synchro box. This one doesn't, it's got the normal 2A box on it. Find anything else to talk about now we're stuck with these traffic lights. We'll get moving again in a minute. He says, hopefully. But yeah, it's one of the most original ones I've had for quite some while. Just always appears to have been well looked after, and just a Oh, there we go, off we go. The road works. Rides nicely, steers nicely, drives the way a 2A should. Actually, I will put it into overdrive in a minute, but you'll hear what I mean, that the fairy overdrives always howl. There we go. There you go. That's the fairy overdrive. In fairness, I was driving it yesterday with the top off, and of course you can't hear all that with the roof off. Might as well stop here because I've done this long enough really. Comes up nicely in a straight line. So I think there we have it. My name's Simon. You can reach me in the office on 0118 907 1495, or you can go to our website, which is www.moto-drone.com. Alright, quick video start up. Let's say all light ignition light come on as they should. Starts really sweetly. And then here we have the little 2.25 8:1 compression ratio 3 bearing engine, which I think is the original. Certainly it's period correct. With the carburetor. So it's running really, really nicely. It's also had an unleaded conversion. Do what it's supposed to do.